Hi guys, Dr. Jagdish Chaturvedi here, and today I'm going to teach you an interesting technique on how to remember some difficult and complex medical topics using this new teaching methodology that I developed called medical theater, and how I use that technique to create this little stand-up comedy routine on the anatomy and physiology of the nose. So guys, मैंने ये mention किया था medical theater के बारे में as a teaching methodology that I conduct. I think I've been conducting now for almost 10 years. And a lot of you were asking, यार हमने medical theater Google किया, हमें कुछ मिला नहीं, क्या है, कैसे है? So I thought, okay, let me explain to you. First of all, medical theater is a learning process, right? And this learning process is a creation-led process. So in very simple words, when you create something, you remember it. And it is not watching other people's creations and learning from it. So अगर आप expect कर रहे हो कि बाकी लोगों ने क्या different medical topics पे video बनाया है, and if I see that I am going to remember it, that's not true. You may not remember it, just like you don't remember gazillion videos that you watch, because that watching a video does not really trigger your limbic, hippocampus and amygdala system. But when you create something, and when you create something with your own stories, with your own passion and with your own creativity, then you include your limbic, amygdala and hippocampus system. And then it becomes an emotion-filled memory. You remember emotion-filled memories, right? I'm sure you remember some bad incidences, some good times of your life, some bad times of your life, some accidents, some breakups, some birthdays. आपको याद रहते हैं और आप इतनी बार उसको narrate भी करते हो, वो vividly clear हो जाता है. And you do it so many times, right? That entire attachment to it कि आपके दिमाग का चपड़ासी उसको याद रखता है, ये जरूरी फाइल है भाई, ये बार बार मांगते हैं सर, ये नहीं दूंगा तो मेरी नौकरी चली जाएगी, So this medical theater is a technique to cheat your brain. In some medical topics, and you can use it in non-medical topics also, funda, though it is just about how do you make yourself create something. And when I'm saying creating, it could be a poem, it could be a song, it could be a rap, it could be a comic book, it could be a play, it could be a sketch, it could be a comedy routine, it could be anything. Theater is just not acting. Theater encompasses a lot of performance. It could be dance, it could be anything. But it's important that you create it. Because when you create it, and however bad you create it, that's not important. कि आपने कितना अच्छा या बुरा बनाया. जैसे बनाया आपने बनाया, and because you made it, you will remember it, and it'll be easy for you to recollect it. That is the principle of medical theater. So I'll explain to you three main steps. First, select a topic, maybe a page-long topic that you usually get very confused in, or you don't find it easy to understand. Could be classification of drugs, branches of the brachial plexus, whatever. So whether it is got some meaning to it, whether it's meaningless, जो कुछ भी है, it's important that the first thing that you do is you select a page or a paragraph full of content. What I took as an example to show to you is I took a chapter, anatomy and physiology of the nose, right? And you read through that entire section like how you normally read. But I want you, for the second step, is to break that page into 10 points. You select which are the 10 most important points from that and put them in one sentence lines, right? Like for anatomy and physiology of the nose, I made a line saying that a nose has two cavities divided by a septum. Then there are these many sinuses. And then there is the, mucociliary hair cells that have a conveyor belt mechanism. Then there is a gel layer, there's a sol layer, and the sol layer, allows the gel layer to go through the conveyor belt mechanism. If the sol layer goes away, then there is a collection of mucus plug that becomes an infection. So these are some 8 or 10 lines that I've written, which I have captured out of that entire book. Because book में बहुत बड़ा चढ़ा के लिखते हैं, point 8-10 ही होता है उसमें. वो 8-10 point आपको deconstruct करना होता है. ठीक है, उसमें आपका ब्रेन फिल्टर करेगा कि कौन सा ज्यादा जरूरी चीज नहीं है, वो नहीं है. बट या these are the main 8 or 10 points from this thing. Now these 8 or 10 points, tag it into simple 2 words or 3 words. Explanation of that line in simple languages. Like for example, the nasal cavity is divided into 2 by the septum. So you can say, acha, you put 2 words saying that division into 2 chambers. you have simplified that sentence. Like, the mucociliary hair cells move the gel layer over the salt layer. Okay, so you can say, acha, the liquid allows the liquid allows the hair cell to clean itself and gel. तो ऐसे करके आप उसको simplify करो. Medical words से आप non-medical words पे लाके उसको simplify करो. Now, the third step is, now that you are seeing these 10 points in simplified small sentences, you're not seeing it in the complex medical jargon. Now it becomes easy for you to start seeing a pattern कि इसमें से मैं क्या बना सकता हूँ. मैं राइम बना सकता हूँ, पोएम बना सकता हूँ, रैप बना सकता हूँ, स्टोरी बना सकता हूँ, जोक बना सकता हूँ, मेरे को कुछ कनेक्शन दिख रहा है स्टोरी का, ये कैरेक्टर बन सकता है क्या, ये क्या बन सकता है. आप उसको बनाओ, कुछ भी बनाओ. डोंट वरी कि ये अच्छा बन रहा है या बुरा बन रहा है. बनाओ, ठीक है. और इसको बनाने के बाद आप उसको फिर ऑफ कोर्स प्रैक्टिस करोगे, आप उसको रिहर्स करोगे. एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इन मेडिकल थिएटर इज दैट जो भी आपने बनाया है आपको वो परफॉर्म करना जरूरी है. क्योंकि अभी क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस हो गया है, एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हुआ है. जब एक्सपीरियंस होगा तभी तो ये लिम्बिक एमिगडाला सिस्टम, हिपोकैम्पल सिस्टम ट्रिगर होगा. बिकॉज थोड़ा सा फियर, थोड़ा सा लव, थोड़ा सा पैशन, थोड़ा सा टेंशन, ये सब आना जरूरी है इस टॉपिक से लिंक करना. तभी चपड़ासी को पता चलेगा ये फाइल निकालना है बार बार. ठीक है. तो अब कभी आप अनाउंस कर दो, आप एक शो कर रहे हो या आप वीडियो निकाल रहे हो यूट्यूब पे, कुछ भी है, बाद में डिलीट कर देना, बट उसको फिर आप परफॉर्म करो. क्योंकि जब वो आपने देखा होगा, इतनी पढ़ाई में कोई रिवीजन नहीं करता है जितना आपके एनुअल डे फंक्शन के पहले जो आप तैयारी करते हो ना, ऐसा लगता है कि जान लगा दो, रिहर्सल करते हैं यार, एक बार करते हैं यार, वो करते हो, पूरा सिंक्रोनी कर रहे हैं डांस के साथ, सपने में भी नाच रहे हैं. दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग कम्स बिकॉज यू आर एक्साइटेड अबाउट परफॉर्मिंग इट, यू आर एक्साइटेड अबाउट द रिएक्शन, you don't want to mess up, you want people to enjoy it, and that gives you that excitement. So then you take that whole thing out, create something and perform it. Like how I performed the anatomy and physiology of the nose by creating a stand-up comedy routine. And because I performed it, I remember it because I know how I created it. And that is how you cheat your brain to remember some things. So here's the one that I created on anatomy and physiology of the nose and performed it to a live audience, to a non-medical audience. Watch it.
See, the nose has, one cavity on the right nasal cavity, left nasal cavity, because of reservation. There is a central septum that divides them into two, and sometimes it leans towards one side, creating majority and minority. But from outside looks like equality. And then one nasal cycle alternates, so they follow the odd even rule. And then after that there are subcategories, just like reservations. You have general category, maxillary sinus, सब इधर फंसे हुए हैं. SC, ST, OBC. Students are like OBC. And what does the nose and sinus do? They clean things, right? They clean. Swachh Bharat पे ध्यान रखो. Mucociliary clearance are clearing. But there is true equality with whatever comes out from any category. We teach everything, we treat it like untouchables. Partiality नहीं है उसमें. तो उतने में क्लास को थोड़ा अच्छा political comedy करवाना. तो okay, mucociliary clearance कैसे सिखाएंगे? Mucociliary clearance of moving the all the dirt and all that. So I was like, okay, see, mucociliary, the cilia are also very emotional, and there is a solution layer below, and there is a gel layer above. So I said, the solution layer is love, because love is the solution. For most people. Right? And hate glues us together, so hate is the gel. Right? So you take the hate and spread it to other people, cleanse yourself with love, then push the hate, forwarding your tweets, your propaganda, your opinions, और love में हाथ धो लो, ठीक है? Love गायब हो गया, सिर्फ hate and glue है, then आप भक्त बन जाते हैं.
तो आपने देखा इस वीडियो में आई यूज पॉलिटिकल कॉमेडी बिकॉज व्हेन आई मेड दोस 10 स्मॉल ब्रेकअप पॉइंट्स, मुझे एक इसमें सिंक्रोनी लगी. वो डिवीजन है तो डिवीजन में पॉलिटिक्स, एंड देन will I get a continuous story into, okay, can I make it equality, can I make it into categories, and then can I make it into hate and love and all of that. So it's hard to see that when you're just looking at the entire content in the medical jargon. It's easier when you break it up. So you've done 3 steps of breakdown. Medical content को आपने 10-15 sentences of simple medical language में डाला, फिर non-medical language में डाला, फिर आपको points पैटर्न दिखने लगता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाट हेल्प्स इन द क्रिएशन प्रोसेस.
But then if you put love by, saline nasal sprays and all of that, love वापस आ गया, right? And then you again back to the cycle, right? But sometimes there are militants or irritants enter the house. You can sneeze it out, blow it out. That's called surgical strike. That's very important for an अच्छी दिन.
So guys, ये देखने के बाद आपको एनाटॉमी और फिजियोलॉजी ऑफ नोज समझ में आई या नहीं, दैट इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट. बट ये बनाकर, ये प्रोसेस डिकंस्ट्रक्ट करके, जो मैंने इसको परफॉर्म करके जो एक्सपीरियंस लिया है, मैं इसको नहीं भूलूंगा. एंड दैट इज वाई यू कैन यूज दिस टेक्निक for some topics. You can't do this for the entire MBBS curriculum. I have done this for most of Harrison when I was doing this whole process and training, but it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of experience, and you can't do this for everything. But I'm sure there are certain topics which you know are important, but आपके कभी पल्ले नहीं पड़ता है ये टॉपिक. 4 टॉपिक, 5 टॉपिक, 10 टॉपिक, ये सब जो मेडिकल टॉपिक्स हैं, you can bring some variety into your teaching सिस्टम. कि अगर आप मजे भी कर रहे हो, लेकिन अब आपको ये पता चल रहा है कि मजे करते करते दिस इज बेनिफिटिंग यू इन गेनिंग सम नॉलेज और इंप्रूविंग योर recollection during the exams, so you won't feel very guilty about it also. Maybe this is a good fun activity you can do with your friends for some 8 or 10 topics and learn some topics out of experience, so that it adds variety. And your chapadasi is also like, same type की file नहीं, अलग अलग मजेदार file निकाल रहा है, and that way you may have a little more bandwidth to recollect some answers during exams. So use it with that discretion. ये नहीं है कि यार डॉक्टर जगदीश ने कहा कि सब चीज में एक्टिंग करो, आपके पेरेंट्स मेरे को मारने के लिए भाग रहे हैं, ये मत करो. Select some difficult ones, do others conventionally, add variety in life, yaar. Enjoy. Okay, so study well, all the best for your exams or whatever it is that you're doing. Stay safe, stay happy.